Hello students, welcome again to Blackboard. I'm going to go ahead and go over unit lesson 2, which is the public speaking unit. So let's go ahead and click on unit lesson 2. And like I've said before, each unit lesson has a unit lesson checklist. So make sure you click on this file to know what assignments need to be completed for this unit. Please make sure that you read the speech delivery method, the whole document. Please read the whole file, as it gives you specific instructions on delivering your informative speech that is required for this unit. These are the student resources. These are the student notes for this unit. When you click on that, chapters related to this unit is chapters 13 through 16, and you have your PowerPoints right here. So let's go back to unit lesson. Click on unit lesson 2. And you do have a quiz for this unit, and this quiz consists of chapters 13 through 16. The same, you have 2 attempts, and I record the highest grade. This is the same video that I had for your on how to upload your speech video on YouTube. Make sure you make it public, just like you did for your self-introduction speech. You're going to upload your video, your informative speech video, to YouTube, and then you're going to submit that YouTube video. This is, along with this, the informative speech, you are required to, of course, have an informative speech video, PowerPoint, and an outline. So there's 3 things you need to have for this assignment: your informative speech presentation, the outline for the informative speech, and a PowerPoint. And right here I have provided an example of a PowerPoint that a student did many semesters ago. And take a look at that so you could kind of see how your PowerPoint should be, the format. The PowerPoint should be at least 5 to 7 slides, and use text and images, but don't overcrowd. Too many photos, too many images, too much text. So if you look at that and click on this link, you will see the example, which the student did an excellent example on their informative speech PowerPoint. So I've provided something for you, a guide to go by. So let's go ahead and go over the instructions for the informative speech. So this is your informative speech. This is exciting. This is one of my favorite times because I get to listen to you a little bit more in depth. This speech is 4 to 6 minutes long. Just remember, stay within the time frame. Do not speak less than 4 minutes and do not speak more than 6 minutes. So stay within the time frame. You should have read chapters 13 through 16, reviewed your PowerPoints, your student notes, and in this assignment link, you will would submit your informative speech video along with the PowerPoint. Make sure that you submit it correctly. I will show you that in a little bit. It's the same way how you submitted your self-introduction speech and your self-introduction outline. This is the only difference is this is the informative speech. So make sure that on this assignment link is your informative speech video and your PowerPoint. Those are the 2 that you will submit, those 2 assignments on this link. So right here, let's go ahead and discuss the instructions. Excuse me. It says, select a topic of interest that you feel qualified to speak on. Or, you know what, you might want to challenge yourself. There might be a topic that you may not know much about and you want to research it. Go ahead and do that. The topic should be of worth and you'll be asked to support your speech with at least 3 qualified sources. Make sure those sources are reputable sources. They can be drawn from the internet, library, of course, or personal interviews. Please do not use Wikipedia for your sources. I want reputable sources and at least 3 qualified sources. You could use more than that, but at least 3. Excuse me. Okay. First, you're going to, before you even begin your speech, you're going to construct an outline of your speech. Use the informative speech outline template located in the outline assignment, which is right here. This is the outline template. I'll go over that after this. Remember that the outline is not a manuscript of the speech itself, but a skeleton of the ideas and materials that will be presented. The final draft of your outline must include a typed works cited section with all sources cited correctly in either MLA or APA format. Again, you must use at least 3 sources. Remember to give credit when you use other people's work. A 10-point penalty will occur if sources are not cited. Do not put off your outline until the last minute. Remember, this should be done early before you start practicing your speech. So with the outline completed, transfer key ideas and phrases to note cards. You are allowed note cards, and I allow at least 5 note cards. On your note cards, write down keywords and phrases. Do not write your whole speech because you're not reading this speech. You're delivering it extemporaneously. And you might be asking yourself, what is that? Well, if you read chapters 13 through 16, it would tell you the different methods of delivery, and the method that I want you to deliver this speech is extemporaneously. And this is the delivery method that you will deliver throughout all your speeches for this course. For this speech, you must also include a PowerPoint presentation with at least 5 to 7 slides. And please make sure that you view the student example that I have provided for you to get an idea. Okay. So once your outline is completed, you should set aside time to actively practice your speech. You should practice your speech at least 5 to 7 times using your note card sparingly. The key word is sparingly. You're not reading your note cards. You have written keywords and phrases. Again, please do not write your entire speech on the note cards. You are able to use at least 5 note cards, and those 5 note cards would be for your introduction, for the 3 main points, because for this speech, you have to have 3 main points, and I'll go over the outline with you after this. And then your conclusion. So your introduction, 3 main points, and your conclusion. When you add that up, that's 5 note cards. Eye contact is crucial in public speaking. I want to see your eyes, your whole face, not part of it. If you go back and read the speech delivery method file, which is right up here, I talk in detail about how your setup should be, what you need to be including in your presentation. So please make sure that you read this file in its entirety. So practice the speech until you feel fully confident of your presentation. The more you practice, the more confident you will feel, and you'll have a better grasp of your topic. And again, you can use note cards, and you could look at your note cards for keywords and phrases, but still look up to your audience, which is me. Again, do not read your speech. You should sound conversational. Like I said, the more you practice, the better grasp you'll have on your topic, and you will sound conversational, just like if you were talking to your friends. Make sure that when you record yourself that I can see you. You need to be in a lighted room. Again, that speech delivery method file, read that because it gives you more detailed information. I need to hear your voice, so make sure your volume is high enough for me to hear you. I'm saying all this because I've had in the past that I have barely heard the student. The room has been dark. There's been so much noise in the background. So make sure that you go whatever place you choose, that there's no distraction. It's in a lighted room, that I can see you. Your dress attire should be business casual, as this will help provide a more positive learning experience. It is best to stand if you're able to as you present your speech. Please do not sit down in front of your webcam and deliver a speech. Best to stand if you're able to. A couple of semesters ago, I had a student who had a sprained ankle and was unable to stand, but the student notified me, emailed me to let me know, if you see me that I'm sitting down, is because of my sprained ankle. So they did notify me before. But if you're able to, it is best to stand. You've read chapters 13 through 16. They discuss the attention getter. They discuss connection to audience. So you know what those means by now since you've read chapters 13 through 16. If you haven't, please make sure that you've read those chapters because they're very important. There's a lot of great information. And of course, I have the student notes and the PowerPoints for each chapter in the student resources file. Remember to use transitional words to move from one main point to the next. This will help your speech flow smoothly and will keep you on track. Again, focus on the message. I know that we get nervous, and though that's normal. I still get nervous when I give a presentation. But I always tell my students, and I always make sure that I'm always thinking about this, is the message. Focus on the message. You have something important to say, and you want to share that message to others. So again, focus on the message. Now, with these transitional words that I've mentioned, they discuss that in those chapters. And those transitional words, they do help you. So once you have, so for example, if you are going over main point number 1, after you have finished speaking about main point number 1, you can say, now that we have discussed main point number 1, which was, now we'll move on to main point number 2, which is. Again, this helps you keep track of your presentation, and also it helps the audience not get lost in your message. You never want the audience lost. Throughout your speech presentation, mention the research you use. This will convey credibility. So for example, you can say, according to the American Heart Association, cardiovascular disease is whatever, So make sure you mention those sources because it adds credibility and validity to your presentation. Presentations will be graded on the following criteria: choice of topic, quality of outline, clarity of ideas, interest and vividness of ideas, communication with the audience, the research sources and accuracy of information, ability to meet the stated time limit, and your PowerPoint. Now, please remember this. All students are expected to incorporate an extemporaneous type of delivery. Any speech that is read in its entirety will receive no higher than a 70%. So If you're reading your whole speech, then don't be surprised the grade that you earn will be a 70%. And I say this, a 70%, that's if all the other criteria has been accurate. So make sure, practice and practice. This will help you deliver the speech extemporaneously. And again, this 70%, if you read the whole speech, and that's if everything else is accurate. I've had students that have made a D on their presentation because they did not follow instructions. I don't want you to be that student. Please note that this is an informative speech. If at any time you feel you're attempting to reinforce or change audience attitude, or that you're advocating a specific action, you're probably falling into the realm of persuasion. Consider using this topic for your persuasive speech, because persuasive presentations will receive a letter grade deduction for this speech. Remember, this is an informative speech. So please leave your views out. Do not tell the audience, this is what you need to be doing. This is what I say that you need to do. I think this would be the best thing that you should do. Those are persuasive speech. If at the end you're calling them, go out and vote and go out and change this in your life, again, those are persuasive tactics. Leave that out of this. For informative speech, you're just presenting the information, creating an awareness and understanding. You're providing knowledge to the audience. Read through the speech delivery method file on how to deliver your speech presentation. You can find the file in this unit lesson. Please make sure that you submit work correctly. There will be a 5-point penalty if assignment is not submitted correctly. Again, so let's go ahead and real quickly, I'm going to go ahead and click on this link, and just like you did for your self-introduction speech, you would click on Write Submission, copy and paste the YouTube link right here, and then click on Browse My Computer and attach your PowerPoint. So you click Browse My Computer. You've saved the PowerPoint somewhere on your desktop or flash drive. Open it up and attach it. And you will see the file here, and then click on Submit. So your video and your PowerPoint, and click on Submit. So let's go back to, let me see if I could go back to, yes. Okay, so this is it. So first, like I said, you're going to work on the outline, informative speech outline. I have 2 files here. One of them is an outline template. It's a Word document. And the other one is an example, a student example of one completed outline. And I provide this for you so that you could get an idea of what a finished product should look like. So if I click on the outline template, it's a Word document. And if you don't have Word, remember I told you that you could go on to the course homepage before you click on the course speech, and there is a link to download Microsoft Office 365 for free. So you can go ahead and do that if you don't have Microsoft Word. But this is the outline template that you are required. Please do not use any other template. I have provided this for you to make it easier for you. So when I click on this, hold on, let me go ahead here, and so this is what it looks like, the outline template for informative speech. I have instructions here, so your completed outline, your final outline, what you would do, you will delete the instructions, delete my instructions, and you type and just include your information. So I've created this outline to show you exactly what should be included in this outline. You should, since it's a Word document, you can easily type in the information. So right here, type Carolina, your name. You don't need to boldface this. So I don't want it boldface. I just want this to remain boldface, but not your information. Topic, the vegan diet. I think you may have to move it a little bit further because it's, yeah. So just remember, don't boldface your information. General purpose. Right here, you just need 2 words. I've had students in the past that have written a sentence. Please don't write a sentence. You just need 2 words, to inform. That's it. That's your general purpose, to inform. And your specific purpose should be a sentence. The specific purpose of a speech is its goal, stated in a complete sentence. If the general purpose of your speech is to inform, then your specific purpose will be a statement of the particular information you will present to the audience. So you will delete the instructions, and you can begin your specific purpose with, after listening to my speech, the audience will understand why people, why people adopt a vegan diet. And it's boldface. After listening to my speech, the audience will understand why people adopt a vegan diet. Remember, it's an informative speech. I'm not telling them that they should adopt a vegan diet. That would be a persuasive speech. I'm just informing them, letting them know why people adopt a vegan diet. And there's 3 main reasons. And so in my thesis statement, which I'll go over that in a little bit, I would include those 3 main points. Remember, for this speech, you're required 3 main points. Organizational pattern. The main points of your speech may be organized in any number of logical patterns. The 3 most common method of arrangement for informative speech is chronological, spatial, topical order. There's some other ones, but a lot of the informative speech that I've listened to, they're usually topical order. However, if you choose to give an informative speech on someone, their biography, who they were, what human values they had, what achievements, you could choose chronological order because you're going from maybe when first they were born. So it's a timeline. And if you read chapters 13 through 16, they go over this information organizational pattern. So remember, with this, you delete the information, the instructions, and you type in the organizational pattern. For this one, I use a topical pattern. And that's all. You just write topical, chronological, spatial, whatever pattern you use, just type that information here. Attention getter. Okay, this is so important. And I'm sure you've read this already. If not, please make sure you've read those chapters. You want to be creative in your attention getter. You want to pull the audience from the very beginning to listen to your speech. You want them engaged from the very beginning. It is human nature to feel compelled to announce the topic of the speech, but this does not help in engaging your audience. So please, just like I told you for your self-introduction speech, don't start off your speech with, "Hello, my name is Carolina Saleh. Today I'm going to be talking to you about why people adopt a vegan diet." That's not really creative. That's really not engaging your audience. So what you can do, and in those chapters, they discuss several ways in which you can begin your speech. You could begin your speech with a quote, a question, a statistics, a video clip, no more than 30 seconds, a picture, a startling fact. Just don't start with, hello, my name is so and so, and this is my topic. It should be related to your topic and be creative about it. So the book discusses many ways. There's other ways that you can begin your speech. Connection to audience. This is where you would write, how does this relate to your audience? So why are you discussing this information, and how is it going to relate to them? Why should they be listening to your speech? Why should they care? How does it affect them? So you need to include in your connection to audience a statement on how this topic connects with them, how it relates to them. And remember, you will delete all the instructions and type in your information. And then the thesis statement. This is one sentence. It should not be a question. It should be a preview of the main points of the speech. And how many main points? 3 main points. A thesis statement is a complete sentence that expresses the speaker's most important idea or key point about a topic. And reading the chapters, they discuss about the thesis statement. So remember, delete the instructions and type in your information. And now we're in transition. Remember what I said about transitional words connecting from one main point to the next? As you begin your speech, use a transitional word. You could use our next, or my first. If you cannot find any other creative transitional words, you can begin with my first main point that I will discuss, and you go into your first main point. So remember, transitional words is a bridge from one thought to another. You want to connect your thoughts, the main thoughts, so that it keeps you on track, and it also helps the audience create a mental outline of your talking points, and hopefully they will not get lost in your speech, in your message. So right here, you've got 3 main points, and for each main point, you must use at least 2 subpoints. I have 3 subpoints. If you're not going to use 3, then you just delete 3, and you have to have at least 2 subpoints for each main point. So I've got main point 1, and I've got 2 subpoints here. Then when you have finished speaking about main point 1, then you could say, now that we've covered main point 1, which was, let's move on to main point 2, which is, and you type that, include that information here. And you will remove my instructions like this. So you would type in, now that we've covered main point 1, which was, now let's move on to main point 2, which is. Again, if there's another creative way you want to type it in, go ahead. And just remember, for each main point, it needs to be in a complete sentence. So please make sure you read the instructions, because it does say, please write this main point as a complete sentence, and you should write your subpoints in a complete sentence. Please do not use keywords or phrases in complete sentence. It needs to be a complete sentence for the main points and complete sentences for the subpoints. And like I said, for each main point, you must have at least 2 subpoints, and you could get rid of this subpoint 3. But there are some students who have used subpoints, more than 2 subpoints. So again, write your main point here in a complete sentence, and a complete sentence for the subpoints. So you've got Let's go back here. Main point 1, main point 2, and main point 3. Just 3 points, and then you have your subpoints. And then your conclusion. Just as the introduction, the attention getter is very important, the conclusion is just as important, because generally audience remember what you said in the beginning and what you say at the end. So this is your time, this is your final opportunity to bring it home, and to get the audience to perk up and listen. Please do not end with, "That's all I have, that's it," and just end like that abruptly. Find a creative way to end it memorably. Again, you could use a quote, you could end it with a question, end it with something that the audience will remember. Even after your speech is over, they will remember what you said at the end. And then provide 3 sources right here. Type in your 3 sources. So these are websites that you could click on to show you how to cite correctly MLA or APA format. Once you have visited those websites, then make sure that you delete them, and I just want your sources right here. So let's go back to this right now. So I've gone over the outline template with you, and I'm going to go ahead and click on the example one that I provided for you. So as you're working on your outline, this is a sample one that I provided. As you can see, remember to delete this, delete the instructions. And this is a sample one. I'm going to put another one on just to make it easier. But this is a sample one, but I'm going to go ahead and add another one to this file. I think the other one will be a little bit, it's the same. This student did an excellent job. You see right here on the attention getter, they did such an excellent job on creating that engaging the audience from the very beginning. They didn't start off with, "Hi, my name is." They started off with just giving them a fact, a statistic that many in the audience did not know. But I'll go ahead and put another one just to give you 2 different examples. Okay? And as you can see, very nicely done. At the end, the student ended with a quote, and then you'll see right here, the student cited their sources correctly. And just remember to delete this. So let's go back to Unit Lesson 2. And once you've completed your outline, you're ready to submit your outline, you would click on the assignment link, click on the informative speech outline link, and click on Browse My Computer. You've saved your outline somewhere on your desktop, flash drive, wherever. You attach it. Well, you open it up and attach it, and then submit it. So once you open it up to attach it, you will see the outline here, and then submit. So when I go in and begin grading your outline, I will be able to see it there. So let's go back to Unit Lesson 2. And I want to go ahead and remember you have a quiz. Just remember to make sure that you check your Unit Lesson 2 checklist. I'm just going to go ahead and do that. It tells you the chapters for this, what you need to, read your ebook, chapters 13 through 16. Watch the videos that I have provided for you. And then it says complete discussion board 2, complete unit quiz 2, Complete and upload your informative speech outline to Blackboard. Complete your informative speech video and upload to YouTube. So it tells you right here and what assignments for this unit. And please check your course organizer for all due dates. You know how to do that already. And then make sure that you view this. Let me see. Let me go ahead and open it up. This is a student example. A student did their informative speech on insomnia, sleep disorder. This is their PowerPoint. They did such an excellent job. They use bullet points, not too much text. You shouldn't have a complete sentence and write keywords and phrases. It's easier for the audience to look at and understand the concept that you're discussing. You see how they did, and they even cited their sources here, and they use images. It kind of helps complement the text. So don't clutter. Don't use too much text. Don't use too much images. This is really nice right here. Very easy to read. So look at that as you create your PowerPoint. Look at this example, and you'll see and try to match it up, because like I said, they did such a nice job. And they included their sources here. If you don't include your sources on the PowerPoint, please, you must include it on the outline. So let's go back to Unit Lesson 2. And also, I have some videos here that I think they're excellent. I like this one, How Public Speaking Will Change Your Life. Watch this video. I don't know, it might be less than 15 minutes, but she does such a great job. And, you know, again, I know we get nervous, but it's just a skill that is so valuable, especially in today's global market. This talks about public speaking. You can do it. Now, this person here, I just found this on YouTube. So this was not a student of mine. I just found this person on YouTube. They did an informative speech, But First Coffee is the title. They did a nice job. And if you watch it, I think it's less than 6 minutes. Remember, your speech is between 4 and 6 minutes. Do not speak less than 4. Do not speak no more than 6 minutes. But they did a nice job. Now, they had a nice setup. In your speech delivery method right here, let's open that up. Read this whole thing. Make sure you make the video public. And at the end right here, I want the camera to focus on you, not your PowerPoint. Many times students show their PowerPoint as they're presenting, and what they do, they turn around because they need to click on the next slide. They show me their back or their side. Don't do this. If you're constantly going to be turning around and giving me your side view or your back, then don't show your PowerPoint. You don't have to show your PowerPoint throughout your presentation. However, you still will need to submit your PowerPoint because the PowerPoint is also part of your grade. And also for those who laptop, have seen students, they're showing their PowerPoint and they have their laptop and they're carrying their laptop. This is so distracting because eventually something is, it's going to be, your face might be blocked, half of your face might show, or the top part of your forehead might be blocked. And I've seen that. So, you know, don't put more stress on yourself. So if you feel like, you know what, I'm not comfortable showing my PowerPoint because I know that I'm going to go ahead and be distracting, moving around and giving me the side view, then don't show it. But please make sure you submit it because it is part of your grade. And I also have on, on how to submit it right here. I took a little screenshot of it. click on Write Submission, copy and paste the link here, then browse my computer, and then you will see the PowerPoint here, and then submit. Okay, so please make sure that you read this. And one of the things I want to stress, this is going to be a large file, so it takes a while to upload that video to YouTube. Do not wait 30 minutes before the due date to upload the video because it takes a long time. Believe me, this has, when I do these screen recordings, and my screen recordings are about 45 minutes long, it takes me a while for my screen recording to upload to YouTube. And usually, I mean, it has taken me more than 1 hour at times. Don't be that person that waits till the last minute to do this. Allow yourself plenty of time. Don't put more stress on yourself. So let's go back to unit lesson 2. And basically, I've gone over, and just remember that there's also a discussion board, due, and you would click on here. So it would be discussion board 2. Okay, so I'm looking forward to your informative speech. Start working on it, and have a great day. Thank you.